What is up, my dudes? Today is another day on Piping Hot Frags by Finley. Have a good one with me. Sit back, relax, grab your coffee, and let's watch this shit unfold as I go through the hot details that are out right now in PC gaming. And maybe I'll touch on console shit too occasionally. You never know. Let's get into it. We're going to cover some stuff about Steam, because that's PC gaming shit right there. Freaking amazing. We're going to also cover kind of a cool game that hit my radar. It's called Hellblade. Then was Sacrifice. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Don't really care. That's how it is. You know, they make these funny names. They expect you to read them right. You know what? Why not just call it Bob or Dan or George or some shit? Come on, let's do this. You know, Intel announces their second wave of or not I. Sorry, my bad. It's the Core X I series, not just I series. And then Intel also releases something about their 8th gen i3s, which is going to be pretty amazing. And then we're going to get into a little another game that hit my radar, and we're going to talk about that for a little bit. Really cool stuff happening. So let's jump into this right here, right now. So starting out with Intel, who releases about their i3s that are coming down the pipe. Their 8th gen iCore 3s. This is crazy because usually your i3s are a lower processor. They don't have much. They don't have much to offer that actually, other than basic computing and a little bit of power here and there, depending on what you're doing. If you're really trying to multitask, you get really bottled down with these processors. It really seems like, because usually they're a duo. Well, this is going to be a quad core with hyper-threading. Now, a lot of speculation is this is to do with Ryzen's R3, which has been, for lack of a better word, dominating the lower end. Not much else you can say other than that, and because right there you can tell that Intel has taken a back seat to Ryzen in some areas, and I think that's one of them is because they were able to be offered a cheap chipset that could allow a user to multitask a little bit better than what was currently being offered by Intel. So yeah, they're moving forward with this new i3, and it suggests that the Core i3 8300 will have support for the hyper-threading, like I'm saying. That's freaking amazing. And also to be a quad core, that's really out of its characteristics of the i3, which I think is a really great move for Intel. The other thing is going to be, is this going to be this is the entry level for the i3? Is this going to be will we see an entry level budget 4-core 8-thread gaming CPU? I mean, you could game on the i3s, and you can game, on those lower end processors, but very minimal. I mean, you're looking like bare bones maxed out half the time if you're going to do that. So if you're trying to run anything in the background, like trying to stream music from like say Spotify, it's kind of intense sometimes. That's not exactly the best CPU for you. Maybe go with the i5, something that gives you a little more oomph. So there's that. And then to go against, let's see, I think I have a leaked, a leaked price quote on here. And offered against. Okay, so the Ryzen's looking to be is around about $109, and the original i3 was sitting around $117. So the price was already there for the original, and so in speculation, seeing the same price as long as they keep it, sub 150 to $100, this could be an actual game changer for the Intel family to see what's going to go down for as it goes for minimalistic CPUs. If people are going to continue to go with Intel, or if they're going to switch over to AMD and go with Team Red now, who knows? But for the most part, I think most people are going to stick with Intel that have been running Intel for most these days because, well, they're already used to Team Blue. And it's hard to get people to change over from something they're used to. And especially when you're already set up for the next like year to 2 years. You know, your computer's a little old. You're like say a year or 2 year old, and now you're looking like here in the future of a year or two, you're gonna be building a new PC. It's like, well, you know, people are gonna start to look at Ryzen right now, but that gives Intel a chance to be like, okay, you guys got right now. So people doing the upgrades right now that are 4 or 6 years old, yeah, you're gonna get that market. But as it goes for the guys that just did an upgrade, you know, maybe right before Skylake. It definitely not Kaby Lake. I mean, Kaby Lake, guys that have just hit Kaby Lake. I know a couple guys that switched over from, actually switched from a Kaby Lake build to a Ryzen build just because they wanted to try it. General census for most of those are they don't like it and they sold it and they rebuilt they rebuilt their Skylake or Kaby Lake boxes. You know, I got a couple. I got like I think like 2 people off the top of my head that actually like their Ryzen build. We got this fanboy Jared. You know who you are? All about that Ryzen, just gobbling that one. Big hot wads right down the hole. So anyways, the massive manufacturing of the Coffee Lake chipsets will begin this month, early August, and will be planned to be launched somewhere around October. So that'll be something interesting to see. Like, let's see what those chips actually come out at cost-wise. Let's see what the production quality, what they can actually... You know, there's a lot of times where they say, oh, yeah, we're going to be able to manufacture this chip with, you know, these cores clocking at this fucking, this much. And, you know, it's really great on the test bench, and it works really great in the test runs, but when they actually get to manufacturing, they might have to dial down that, you know, the actual speed of the chipset itself, just because they're not able to manufacture at that process. It happens. We don't like to see it happen. We like it when companies boast, oh, the chip's gonna be at 4.5 gigahertz, and then it comes out like 4.2 because they couldn't quality manufacture them at 4.5 or whatever. You know, that's what happens. That's why you get that. Moving on from that, we're moving into Intel announces the second wave of the Core X i9 CPUs. It's going to be available in the 12, 14, 16, and 18 core variants. Yay. So for you guys doing media creation, this more mainly affects you. As it goes for gaming, I really don't see these CPUs being for gamers. Streamers, I can go with, yeah. People that stream, that's part of media creation though. Streaming is a media creator. You're doing a multitask. You know, you're not just gaming. You are multitasking and you are creating media when you do that. So that's part of media creation. I stream on an i7. I have an i7 6700K. I think it's clocked right now at 4.5, 4.3. I don't look at it. It runs fine. If it didn't run fine, I wouldn't use it. But it works fine. And that chip will run you about $300. So if you're looking to get into streaming, you know, you got the Ryzens if you want to go with the Ryzens, or you have the i7 series. The Kaby Lakes are running great too. This is Skylake. See what I'm running right now. Pretty fine. For these ones, these are the big boys. These ones are going to cost you a bit. Wow. Yeah. Well, at the bottom, you start with a $1,199 Core i9 7920X. It has 12 cores, 24 threads, with a base clock of 2.9 gigahertz. Boostable up to 4.4 gigahertz. Thanks to Intel's Turbo Boost Max Technology 3.0. Whatever the fuck that shit is, right? Who knows? Oh shit, you know what I think I forgot to do? I forgot to actually set this. I think I still say I'm playing Fortnite right now. I don't know where my head is today. That shit's just retarded. There we go. No. Yep, updated. There we go. That should be doing better. So, you know, you have that. This has a, has a 16.5 megabyte L3 attached to it with, and this is the funny one, the support of 44 PCIe lanes with 140 TDP. So, what does all that mean? Well, I used to be a big thinker that we needed true like 32 lane support or 64 lane support on these motherboards because, well, it's like if you're gonna do Crossfire or SLI, you're doing 16 lanes, true 16 lanes per card. And so a lot of guys were running 2 cards. I was like, well, you're not able to fully utilize both cards if you're SLIing, and both cards require 16 at full performance. So it's like you got 16 and 8. Or if you do 3-way, you got 8, 8, and 8 or some shit. You get some weird shit like that. And so it was like, what's the point in having these multiple cards? You do get a boost by having SLI or Crossfire going on, generally, depending on the application. But without the lane support, you're not able to get all of it. And so, I was like, why would you offer anything underneath this, able to support this? And now, where the GPU series is going, we're moving into more big, powerful, one-tiered cards instead of offering cards that are more geared towards SLIing. So this is a cool maneuver. We're maneuvering into a more less lane usage for GPUs. The rest of this lane usage could be going to things like you have Intel's Optane memory, which is a basically a preload SSD that remembers your habits and kind of pre-chunks your platter data for you. So it converts your platter data into SSD data so you can access it faster. I don't know. It sounds like a gimmick to me. I haven't used it. Don't really need to use it. The platters I have are for deep storage. They're not for fucking gaming off of unless the game is not really load intensive. Then I keep them on a platter because the rest of my games are on my SSDs. M.2, that's definitely something that can be utilizing more lanes. We can put more M.2 sockets on a board, or you could just, shove them into a PCIe lane. So there you go. That's an option too. That's a great option, I think. M.2 memory is just one of these beautiful things, and especially with some of these guys running small form factor cases, M.2 makes things really, really easy to get everything in there and still get storage that you want in there, which is pretty amazing to see. Moving up from there, we have the Core i9 7940X, which will set you back a whopping $1,399. Yeah, you'll be getting 14 cores with 28 threads, obviously, with a base clock of 3.1 gigahertz with a boost clocked up to 4.4 gigahertz. It has a 19.25 megabit cache with still the supported 44 lanes of PCIe, and then along with a TDP of 165. Going up there a bit. Just a bit. What happened to like 95 TDP? Yeah, I know what happened there. I mean, anytime you're going to crank out that much power, you're going to have more heat coming off of it. Screw it. Just get a bigger cooler. You'll be alright, right? Continuing up. These prices are getting pretty fucking bad, man. I mean, but, these are not consumer chips. These are creationist chips. That's the biggest thing I can stress. When you see these price tags, and, oh my god, they're charging that much. These chips aren't geared towards you and me, the average consumer. These are creationist chips, as I call them, because they're made for people to create content with. They're I don't want to say they're strictly for that, but generally, I mean, that's who they're targeting with this this demographic right here with these stats is people that want to create content and create it efficiently and easily and not be bottled down for hours at a time, sitting there chunking away at a video render with an i5 that has, it's just not going to be the same. Continuing up, we have a $1,600, or actually $1,700, it's $1,699. The i9 7960X. Got 16 cores, 32 threads. The same as the AMD high-end Threadripper, and the 1950X. It's capable of a 2.8 gigahertz base clock and a 4.4 gigahertz boost clock. So that seems like pretty much the top end for most Intel CPUs right now. As it goes for boost clocking, it's about 4.5-ish, somewhere around in there. Now, extreme OCers, I know you're out there, you're going to be hating because I said that, because I know we've had chips up way higher than 4.4, 4.5. But I'm saying standardly and consistently without any errors, not like boosting and yeah, God, these OCers out there with their like the liquid cooling and their cryo cooling and all this crazy overclocks. Yeah, you can get a CPU up there. You can get it up there. Yeah, go ahead. But will it run Crysis? Moving on. So that thing's gonna have the same PCIe lane support as the rest, 44 lanes, and a TDP of 165. So that one stayed the same as the last one. And lastly, there's the new Intel Giant. The Intel Core i9 7980XE at a hefty $2,000. Well, $1,999. Let's call it $2,000. Wow, that's a big chunk of fucking change just for one chip. But got 18 cores, 36 threads on a processor. Wow, talk about power, raw power. Sitting at a 2.6 gigahertz base clock with boostable up to, you guessed it, 4.4 gigahertz boost clock. And it has a 24.75 megabit cache at 44 lanes of PCIe support with a whopping 1.65 TDP. Stayed the same on that one. Good job, Intel. Wow, that's a beast. I could sit there and look at it. Well, fuck. I can't say what I would do with 36 cores. Or 36, threads. I don't. 18 cores. As it sits right now, streaming and playing video games, my shit sits about like 50 to 70% used, depending on the game's optimization, and depending on the game I'm playing, and streaming music and chatting in the background. I run 3 monitors, I run webcams, I run mics. I've got OBS running in the background for broadcasting, and so I'm only about 3/4 top end used up on my CPU, and I'm a heavy multitasker, I would say. I've got web browsers open, I've got chats open, TeamSpeak, Discord. I've got text chats for my fucking stream. Got a million different launchers for all the games I play open. Occasionally I got Photoshop open at the same time, so I can like clip something out of game and go Photoshop it and throw it to my friend, troll him with it. There's all kinds of things going on at once. And so, excuse me. And so I have all this cool shit going on all at once. And it's like, I'm using 3/4 of my CPU power right now. Not a big freaking deal for me. I mean, this is amazing. I don't see myself ever needing one of these chips at this point in time. But if I started doing rendering, data comp, compiling actual raw stuff, I might actually need something like this. And that's what I think these chipsets are more geared towards, is people that are doing that creation stuff. But as it goes for users like us that want a game and on the side, or even, somewhat mainline create content, is it viable? It's, when you're looking at the base processor, the, start out process, the bottom line, look at 3 times the cost of a normal fucking i7 that could get you there, and that's a big thing is me. What's the price point for the return? If you're not going to utilize the top end of those cores, they're just going to sit there with dust on them because you're not even going to touch them. Why even get it? Now, if you're one of those guys that go out there and you've got your GoPro, you're on the go, you're one of those guys, and you've got tons of videos that you got to go through and tons of stuff that, you got to rework and re-render. Fucking get after it, dude. Lace that shoe up and fucking strut that shit around, boo-boo. I mean, this guy might be for you. That's the game, though. I mean, you can't just, expect that everybody's going to want to run this kind of processor, though. So, Intel, big, bold mood coming out with this. I really like it. It's amazing. It looks nice. I like that. So, kudos to you guys. But yeah, like I said, most of these look like they're for doing video, like encoding, rendering, shit like that. Where, gameplay, if you wanted to game and fucking do all this shit at the same time, yeah, some games might suffer that they're more CPU intense, that need the higher clocks. I don't know. It's yet to be tested and seen. We'll see that in the future. if these are actually viable for gaming itself. That'll be really interesting to see, actually. So we'll see that. Moving on, Cool Blade, or I looked at it and yeah, cool new game that hit my radar is Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice or whatever the hell. Like I might be mispronouncing it. I don't know. In this game, you'll permanently die or have your save file deleted if you die too much. If you're screwing up big time when you're playing through this game, you'll start to notice this decay creeping up your right arm. And then eventually, like, you keep dying, it moves up to your head. And then if this like curse, decay, whatever you want to call it, starts running all over your body and gets to the top of your head, then the game's permanently over. You're gonna have your save file deleted. So yeah, there's that aspect to the game. So there's a couple game reviewers, mostly positive reviews for this game, but there's a couple that went out there bitching on a rant that, hey, I didn't buy this fucking game to have it tell me how to play. If I want to try to do this over and over again and die trying to do it my way, that's my goal. That's I want to try to do it this way. I'm going against the system, and to be punished in game for that, you guys are fucking retarded. Screw this piece of shit game. Stuff like that. I mean, really just nasty, vile, amazing comments that, sometimes these devs need to hear because they think it's all about them. And no, it's about us. We're the consumer. We're consuming. About making your consumer base happy. So yeah, it adds to the game, I think, this level of pressure put on the player to succeed, kind of like like the reward versus risk in Dark Souls 3 or any of the Dark Souls lines. There's that oh my fucking god, with that game. It's harsh. It's the penalties, the gameplay. It's hard. You have to learn what you're doing really quick, or you're gonna die repeatedly, and it's gonna be frustrating. And that throws this on top of that, and you're like, fucking Christ. Now if I die too much, I lose my game. And there's some there's some times where you'll invest going around to all the little areas before progressing on in the storyline. And so you've invested 20 hours in side quest, and you haven't even hit main quest yet. You're fucking hour, 2 hour into main quest, you're level 50, and you're going into the next level quest, or the next area for your fucking main quest, and it's supposed to be for level 3, let's put it that way. How many times have we done that? Gone off a tangent? Oh, I'll just do one more side quest. It's right here. Next thing you're level 20, and your main quest is a level 3. Like, okay. Well, I guess the next hour of gameplay is going to go by real quick. So there's that. So this game, check it out. That's Hellblade. Game's out now for PS4 and PC at $30, if it sounds interesting to you. The minimum specs is a PC4 or PS4, or a PC with a i5 3570K or a FX 8350. It's decent. With the GTX 770 or an R9 28X or 280X, whatever the fuck, Radeon card. I don't know. Don't care. So basically 2 gigabytes of VRAM, 8 gigabytes of system they're wanting, and 30 gigabytes of hard drive space. That's minimum. So recommended is well, there's only PC specs here because PS4 is what it is, man. There's no upgrading that bitch. Sorry, guys. So the recommended is an i5 4690 at 3.5 gigahertz or an FX 9370. Decent. So it's still affordable for all you guys to play. The FX 9370. It's a pretty decent chip, I guess, Looking at the GPU, they want a 974 gig VRAM or the R9 290X. Once again, I don't know Radeon, but that's what it's saying. So yeah, around 4 gigs of VRAM is what they're wanting, or 8 gigs of system at the same time with 30 gigs of hard drive. So yeah, if you can get yourself above a 4 VRAM card, I'm pretty sure you'll be good. Good. Moving on from that game. Steam. Ooh. Steam game, 1.5 million new members a month. Wow. Now, what does this mean for Gabe? I mean, I don't think gaining new members for a free platform. He charges nothing to be on his platform, and fucking tipping my hat to you, Mr. Gabe Newell. You are amazing. Steam is totally free. There's free games hosted on fucking Steam. You can be a PC Master Races, and you can have your console buddies over there talking shit all goddamn day long about how console has this, console has that. Well, you know what? You can build your PC, not have a dime left over for games. Download the Steam launcher. As long as you have an internet connection, you can download a bunch of free-to-play games. Yeah, I mean, fuck, I can't even list them all. There's so many free-to-play games on Steam. Yeah, there's a lot of shitty ones, and I've played a lot of them. It happens. There's a lot of pay-to-win ones on there, too. Pay-to-wins. They're still free-to-play. Okay? So, you got games out there like Blade and Soul or fucking Dota, they're free. It's fucking Dota. It's on the top of Steam's fucking list, and it's free. There's shit out there. I mean, you got all these fucking games out there now. It's just a beautiful thing. That I actually want to see how many fucking games are on this damn list now, because it's been a while since I actually checked out the free-to-play. It's just amazing. Like a game that's on the top of Steam's chart, Dota 2, free-to-play game, top of the charts. But it's the same thing with League of Legends. League of Legends, free-to-play, very high up there on the game world. So I mean, yeah. I mean, just looking at the free-to-play games, I mean, there's just, let's see, is it 7 pages? Or does it keep going? Yeah, 7 pages of free-to-play games just by putting on the free-to-play. I mean, so there's that. There's also constant Steam sales, shit like that. So you console gamers, you can have your consoles. I don't care. You gotta play your PlayStation Network fee or your fucking Xbox Live fee. Have fun with that shit, right? Steam, free games, hosted, indie fucking hosting. You had the Greenlight Market, whatever the fuck that shit, So you have indie games coming out for testing and shit. You have the ability to see shit before it releases. So you have like all this access to all these free games and all these crazy new games coming out before they even hit the mainline media. And how do you argue with that? So big kudos to Steam, man. And this is why you're gaining 1.5 million new members a month. And for all you naysayers that are, oh, well, those are just accounts that are getting fucking banned. And so people are, you're telling me there's 1.5 million people getting banned every month that are making new accounts? That's kind of expensive. Really, that's ludicrous. That argument is retarded. Now, granted, there's probably a couple hundred, if not a couple thousand, that probably belong to people getting banned. There's people that, there's like the gold farmers or, the skin farmers, whatever you got out there that's getting banned because they use hacks to fucking do shit and whatnot. I'll go with that. Yeah, that makes sense. I fully support you on that one. It's like the Chinese aimbotters in pub. The more they win, the more they kill, the more points they get, the more crates they unlock, and the more shit they can sell on the market. But you can't sell it if you get banned. I don't know, maybe you can still sell it. Well, you can't unlock it if you get banned, so if you get banned, fuck you. You shouldn't be cheating in a multiplayer game. That's fucking dick. Well, multiplayer game like Diablo 3, that wouldn't be okay. I guess, not really, you're just being a douche. You're like, look at my dick, how big it is, type thing. You're not really affecting other people's gameplay other than killing stuff before they can kill it. That's kind of douchey, I guess. I'd frown upon that. But as long as I got some of the loots, I guess I'd be okay. I'm not condoning cheating, though. That's bad stuff. Anyways, moving on with this. 1.5 million new members a month. It's amazing. Some people contribute this game to, like, the i3s and the R3s CPUs coming out, making it very affordable to get into gaming, especially these small games that are step up mobile gaming. So, people that are going from mobile games into actual video games on consoles and PCs, this is an option. They go with an i3 or a lower end i5 and they do a simple build. something that I would say is above a Dell build. And it functions really good, unlike a Dell build. Yeah, I'm targeting you, Dell. Fuck you. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Dude, you're going to jail for smoking pot. At least that's what I heard. I never even heard back on that. That was just a rumor back in the day that guy went to jail for smoking pot. I don't know. He may or may not have. Anyways, for those that think this is a bunch of dummy accounts or cloned accounts, because, you know, that shit, it had a peak of 14 million concurrent users at one time, you know, type deal. And more than 500,000 of those users were on PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Did you know that? I love that game. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's a good game. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. So, you know, this number has came up from 8.4 million, like I said, back in 2015. That's 66% rise. That's more than doubling its fucking user base in 2 years. So kudos to these guys. And when you look at the Xbox Live having 53 million and the PlayStation Network having 70 million, it's now beating at having over 125 million active Steam accounts now. 125 million. That beats the both combined effort of PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. Yes, Steam beats you guys. And that's just one platform. We're not even talking about good old games. We're not even talking about Origin. We're not even talking about fucking Ubisoft's Uplay. We're not even talking about Blizzard's Battle.net launcher. We're not even talking about League of Legends. Not even on a fucking launcher. I mean, you know, so we're talking about one gaming network. And y'all motherfuckers want to be talking about PC gaming's dead. Come on, fools. Go take your consoles out and sell them. Buy yourself a fucking nice i3 and get into this shit. Probably about as powerful as that damn fucking goddamn CPU in that fucking little plastic box you got there. So, that's that. I mean, I can't make fun of you console fanboys that much anymore. I'm done. That's it. What I do want to show you though, before I'm done here, there's a cool game out. They released a trailer, so this game's coming out. Watch it. It's awesome. It looks awesome. It was announced at E3. It's called Beyond Good and Evil 2. So at E3 they announced it this year, and let me get a release date on that. I didn't put the release date down here for me. So let me look at the actual release date. Ubisoft says what? I don't know the release date on. I don't know. It's not saying a release date. I don't know the release date. It might even be at. I don't know. Now I'm looking like a jackamo. Now I'm looking. But what I wanted to show you is the trailer for it, because this just it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. And so, further ado, I just pop this over. There you go. Check it for your viewing pleasure. This is a amazing game.
Where's your master? I don't deal with domesticated.
Hey, the fuck? I ain't got no master, but I do have your little toy.
Show me the idol. Show me the Redeemer.
Here you go, mate.
Hey, G.
Yo, hand it over. I got a hot date who don't do late.
Monkey's got a date.
Mwah.
What? What?
What? That's Swiss fucking chocolate, pig. Bon appetito.
fucking city after that fucking bastard!
Grab my chassis, Noxie!
Easy, bro. Bang, bang, motherfuckers! Fuck me. Damn!
Nights and day, nights and night. Persecution with a capital P. Racism with a capital R. Man, I've seen your scar. I've seen your scar. You expect me to sympathize? Oh no, you don't know the price that we're paying. Do it! Breaking it, shaking it, making it, and never breaking it, man. Miracle, miracle.
It's about bloody time. Let's see what we've got. Moksha. Just as Yama described it. True freedom lies beyond.
And there we go. That's Beyond Good and Evil. It's coming out. Keep your eyes out for it. Looks really awesome. Yeah. I mean, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I mean, awesome looking game. Really good looking. I can't, stress it enough. You gotta watch these. I can only bring you so much information one day. I can't keep my eyes out for you. The reason why I didn't have a release date onto that game is I just remembered. I just went looking again. It's like, oh, there isn't a release date on it. There's a couple rumors out there, but still no official release date even released yet. This game's been in production for a while, theorized for a while. It's an ongoing chain that they're doing. So, yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave you today. Is to dwell upon that game and how awesome it looks, and just know that you presumably don't know when you're gonna get it. All the flavors of the world. Don't be salty, my dudes. Have a good one. This is Duff. Yeah, signing off.